Good day, Summoners. This is Ravemaster bringing you another League of Legends Shoutcast for your viewing pleasure. So I do hope you sit back, enjoy the film, and my commentary. First off, on the red team, we do have Karma, Janna, Swain, Lee Sin, and Graves. While on the blue side, we have Gragas, Amumu, Jace, Blitzcrank, and Vayne. Let's run through the lanes real quick. These lanes are a little bit unorthodox because we're going to have a top lane Karma versus top lane Jace. It's going to be very interesting. Karma does have a lot of sustain and a lot of harass, but she's going to scale into the late game quite a bit worse than Jace will. However, early game, she might give him some problems with harass due to the fact where Jace's harass is a lot more easily dodged with his EQ combo and stuff. Right now, we just have some jungle protection going down from red team. I don't think they're looking to invade, however, blue team does have a Blitzcrank, and a lot of them are sitting in this bush, whereas this Blitzcrank is getting in position. He did pick up his pull first. He's going to grab a Karma, but she's just going to expend her flash to get over the wall. Right there, very good. I have only seen the beginning of this game, so that's how I do know Karma is going top lane. But let's look at the other matchups. In mid, we're going to have Swain versus Gragas. Ooh, I do like this. Both of them do have a very easy lane, even lane against each other. Both have quite good harass as long as very strong burst combos. It's really just going to determine who can get their harass off first. Swain has to get relatively close, whereas all of Gragas' harassment usually starts with his body slam. If he's going in for a main burst combo, he's usually going to start with his body slam into barrel roll. So both of them have to get relatively close to start off their combos, as Swain's Decrepify does not have the longest range. But it is pretty good.
Is no impairment.
And then on bot lane, we're going to have Janna and Vayne Janna and Graves versus Blitzcrank and Vayne. Blitzcrank and Vayne is an extremely aggressive combo. I do feel that Graves and Janna might have a little trouble with that. However, Graves does a lot of damage up close, so when Blitzcrank pulls into him in, he is giving Graves the opportunity to unload most of his damage, which could really go. So this really could go either way, whereas Janna has a lot of CC to keep them, even if Blitz does get the pull off, there's a lot of CC to stop them from being as successful at killing Graves. And then as jungle, we have Lee Sin versus Amumu. Lee Sin obviously very strong counter jungling. This could spell trouble for Amumu, but either way, I do feel late game Amumu does have a much stronger late game than late game Lee Sin, just because of his initiation, his crowd control, his tankiness. Here we have Vayne taking a lot of damage from Graves, dropping to almost 100 health as she is forced to chug her health pots. Neither lane has any health sustain, so damage here is going to have to be recovered by health pots. Right now it looks like we could have a gank coming mid. Lee Sin has pinged. Oh, the never move just missing as Gragas intelligently body slams out of there before he's able to get CC'd. Amumu grabbing his red buff. He is level 3, so he has picked up his bandage toss. Looks like he could be going for a level 3 gank. However, red team does have the jungle warded right there, so it does not look like it is going to amount to anything unless Gragas can get a very good position here. However, here comes Amumu, but nope, Swain is just going to retreat into the river, and they're not going to want to follow that since Lee Sin is at the Wraith camp, so they smartly don't follow up on that, or else Lee Sin could get in a good position. There is the Decrepify. I believe it's Decrepify. Torment, I mean. I always get those two mixed up. My apologies. The Torment doing a lot of dot to Gragas, so that's only going to be annoying for him to deal with. Bot lane is being pushed to the tower by red team. Not something you'd expect to see due to Janna's Tornadoes and Graves' Buckshot. Able to clear a lot of creep very fast, and might even unintentionally push the lane. However, they do have the Tri-Bush warded that should keep them safe from gank attempts by Amumu. And there still is quite a bit of harassment coming down here from Graves. Looks like Amumu could be coming into position for a gank. Right now we have Karma doing a lot of damage to that Jace. She does drop the Ignite, however, he's going to flash out of there, not being taken down. But here comes Swain with the flash in and the Torment. It's going to be just enough damage to pick up the kill. Great coordination by red team, able to pick up the kill on Jace, giving Karma an early lead in her lane. That's the one thing that Jace has to be worried about. Karma has the sustain. And oh, here comes Gragas. Lee Sin got too close. The body slam plus barrel roll plus ignite is going to be too much. As although Lee Sin does have his shield, there were no minions around for him to lifesteal off with his Iron Will. Still very good job by Gragas, able to pick up the kill on Lee Sin, who had gotten just a little bit too close trying to farm those minions. Gragas does have a very effective burst combo, and the ignite was just enough to pick up a kill. So Karma versus Jace top lane, very, very interesting. Jace obviously is going to scale better than Karma will in the late game, even if she goes AP Karma. But Karma does have a lot more sustain. She has the shield, she has her healing, her fan wave. I don't know exactly what it's called. You don't see many Karmas. Her heavenly wave, that's what I thought. Yes, which does healing as long as she has mantra. So she does have a lot more lane sustain than Jace, as Jace does not have any natural sustain. This could help. Looks like red team's going to get their blue. Nothing too interesting happening here. Swain not picking up the blue. An interesting decision from Swain. I don't know why. The jungler was pinging that, but Swain instead went back to his lane, perhaps wanting to let his Lee Sin take the experience and gold from the blue buff. An interesting decision. So one of them decided that the blue buff decided to go to Lee Sin. And right there, blue team putting down a sideboard in the middle of the lane. An interesting decision. I have no idea why they would do that, but oh well. Maybe it was a misclick. An interesting idea. Maybe you just want to see the lane perfectly, but... And now here comes Blitzcrank. He wants to get something done on Swain. However, it seems that Swain knows he's here due to the ward. However, I don't think the ward actually caught vision of that. Swain is going to initiate on the Gragas. Blitzcrank's going to run up. Completely misses hook, though, however. However, now red team knows that Vayne is alone. The tornado's going to miss, however, so they're not going to be able to follow up on that. 3 people roaming around mid. Jace once again getting pushed to his tower by this extremely aggressive Karma, doing a nice job of holding her own top lane against Jace, just with the harass. However, here comes Jace initiating on her. We got an Amumu coming up, but also Lee Sin is behind the Amumu. Will they be able to take down this Karma? I think she's the wrong one to focus. They need to focus their attention to Lee Sin, which they are doing. That's a lot of damage on Lee Sin. It looks like he might fall. He does have the blue buff, so this would be great for Jace. He can pick it up. The jump on top, but no, he flashes away. But this leaves Karma completely unprotected. She pops her shield, just barely surviving. Oh, and this Jace is not able to pick up the DPS on them, unfortunately, as Jace gets taken down. And a great combat by both sides. However, red team just having too much survivability, too many shields, too much sustain, able to keep their health up enough to take out the Jace. Looks like that one could have gone either way, but good play by the Karma was able to keep their health up and her shield, keeping herself just alive long enough to do the necessary amount of damage. Very good job by red team. That's going to put Karma even further ahead in her lane, and Jace, unfortunately for him, further behind. Lee Sin showing that he is able to jungle as long as he wants to because he has so much sustain naturally. He's one of the most sustained junglers in the game, I would say. Right up there with Trundle and other sustained junglers like Warwick is also very sustained in health. However, Lee Sin has the upside on both of them that he doesn't use mana, instead uses energy, so he doesn't even need blue buff. However, he did take blue buff, which going back to that being an interesting decision. Looks like Gragas is picking up his blue buff. This is going to help him very much in lane, giving him easier farm and the ability to harass constantly, as those barrels are just going to be going, as he can just barrel as much as he wants now. So right now, early in the game, it's just 1-2, only a 1k gold. The red team only has 1k gold up on blue team, so nothing serious right now. So far, this bot lane has not worked out for blue team yet. They have not been able to pick up a kill, even with these extremely aggressive laners of Vayne and Blitzcrank. Swain has picked up his ulti right now. He is building a Callous of Protector, going to probably turn that into a Rod of the Ages. I do very much like Chalice of Harmony and Athene's Unholy Grail on Swain, as his ult does consume a large amount of mana. So having the Chalice of Harmony allows him to keep up his ultimate for as long as possible. A very good early game item for Swain. However, it looks like he's going to go for the immediate Rod of Ages, also a very strong pick. He's going to pick up those Rays, however, those are going to leave him quite low on mana. Jace is farming Jace is going for Dragon here. However, now that blue team knows red team's bot lane has recalled, they're going to feel that they have the power to take Dragon, and it does look like they do, as only red team's Lee Sin and Swain are going to be in any position to stop them. And it doesn't even look like Lee Sin's going to go for that one. He's just going to back off knowing they can't contest the Dragon. However, Dragon is resetting. That's not good for blue team. However, even though it reset, red team is not going to make it down here in time at all. A free Dragon for blue team. Well played on their part. That's going to even out the gold difference to only about 600 in favor of red team. Lee Sin's going to jump on here, but that was probably the worst decision he's had all day, as he jumps into 4 members of their team. Janna's going to try to kite them, and it looks like she'll be able to with the tornado and the smoke screen. Or will she? Yes, it looks like she's going to make it out of there alive, and Graves will as well. However, there are 4 members of blue team here. It doesn't look like they're going to be going for anything serious, as Janna drops down the ward and the tornado just to mess with them. But it doesn't look like blue team's going to dive this. Maybe they will. Here goes Jace diving in on the Graves. The Amumu ult completely whiffs. Jace leaves, trying not to take any more tower aggro than he has to. But that was a lot of damage. Oh, and Amumu gets taken out. Nice job by Graves, dealing damage and evading all of those skills, allowing him to pick up the free kill on Amumu. However, Janna dropping dangerously low right now. Oh, almost picking up the kill on Jace, picking up the kill on Vayne instead. This is a lot of mistakes from blue team, just completely handing free kills to that Graves as they were just becoming too bold and brazen underneath the tower. I apologize for the poor frame rate right now. I'm going to have to check up on this to see why my frame rate is only sticking at 20. It should be higher than this, but right now, at least you can still see the action. Oh, the explosive barrel is going to knock Swain right out from under his tower, allow Gragas to get some more harass down. Does Gragas still have his blue buff? No, he does not, so that's about a minute more on the barrel before it comes up. Swain has finally gotten his blue buff. This is going to allow him to pop his ulti and then regain the mana back from it very quickly. Looks like Lee Sin's going to come down for a gank on Gragas. However, Gragas, knowing that Lee Sin's nearby, he's going to go for his Wraiths, body slam into the Wraiths. And Lee Sin is going to pick up a small wolf with his Q. However, he's a bit overextended as Amumu grabs the Banish Sauce, forcing Lee Sin to flash over the wall. However, now there are 3 members of red team here. Now that Janna and Swain have joined the fight, looks like Swain's going to be able to pick up the kill on Gragas with his ultimate. Oh, and an auto attack just secures the kill on Gragas. Good job by red team responding to the needs of their Lee Sin, being able to pick up the kill on Gragas. So far, it looks like red team does have a small advantage. However, that's just a couple K in gold. Oh, now Amumu is caught out of position. Swain wants to tower dive it with Karma and Janna. He is going to be able to as Karma picks up the kill. Karma right now is building AP Karma, and she's 2-0-1. She is definitely ahead enough to do that. Couple Doran's rings and a Kage lucky pick for the gold generation. Looks like Graves doing some harassment on top of that Vayne. Right now, Swain has completed his Rod of Ages, whereas Gragas has his Haunting Guise, a very good item for Gragas, as he is already naturally tanky. The Haunting Guise adds even more tankiness to him, despite his natural tankiness and his Drunken Rage damage reduction. So, a good item on Gragas also allows him to poke harder with his Qs and his body slams. Strong item. A very underestimated item, I feel, on most mages. The only one I consistently pick it up, though, on is Vladimir, because he benefits both from pretty much all the stats extremely well because of his Crimson Pact passive. So right now we just have some running around from both sides of Mumu trying to farm up the lane while Jace was away. Swain trying to initiate on to Gragas there, but his never move is unfortunately misses. Looks like red team is trying to get in position to steal blue buff from blue team. Blue buff has just spawned. Does red team know this? I believe they do have the timings down. They know Gragas is coming to get it. Here comes Swain. Blue team should know this is coming right now. However, Lee Sin and Swain are coming in position. There goes the ult from Swain. He's going to... Oh, but the explosive cast separates them enough so that there is no permanent engage. I think red team waited a little bit too long on that. Had they engaged while blue buff was still up, they would have had a chance to take both of them out. However, Amumu did have his ultimate Curse of the Mummy up, so that definitely wouldn't have been a for sure engage. However, Lee Sin does find Gragas. Is he going to go for the tower dive? Yes, he is, but no. The Ignite almost picking up a kill on Lee Sin for Gragas. However, he just gets out of there in time. And with the Karma Shield, he will be quite alright. Gragas barely surviving that exchange. Just 1 or 2 more auto attacks from Lee Sin would have been enough to pick up a kill on that one. However, he would have also probably given up a kill for himself had he have stayed there long enough to get the extra auto attack. So, good on him to get out when he did. Right now, it's looking in favor of red team. However, it is still quite early in the game. Too early to call anything. Right now, Lee Sin packing Doran's Blades since their top lane is Jace. I'm surprised he is not that far ahead, so it's interesting that he hasn't picked up a Wriggle's Lantern, but instead 3 Doran's Blade. This is something you can do on junglers, especially very sustained junglers like Lee Sin. If they don't have a very strong top bruiser, you can pick up Doran's Blades instead of a Wriggle's Lantern to help you do more damage. And this is what this Lee Sin is doing, as he's decided to pick up Doran's Blade instead of going the Wriggle's Lantern route. And because the Jace is very under-farmed, only having right now a Hex Drinker and a Doran's Blade, he is trying to pack on the magic resist to deal with that Karma. As that Karma right now is in the process of building a Death Cat. Very good on her. She is 2-0-1 with 125 farm. Currently the best farm in the game. Karma very good at farming, as her shield is AoE, and so is her Heavenly Wave, allowing her to pick up a lot of CS very quickly. So top Karma, new meta, eh? I like it. I could see that. You don't have to worry about your teammates not knowing how to deal with Karma, as you're the one doing the damage. Is she going to drop the shield down? No, she's just going to drop the beam. Looks like Blitzcrank falls extremely low in this engage. He's going to get picked up by Karma. Karma wants to tower dive this Vayne. However, the tumble is going to bring her quite out of range for that. And Karma will not be able to pursue the Vayne. However, Amumu and Jace are chasing the Lee Sin, but all of Red Team is here. This would be a bad idea to keep chasing. Looks like Lee Sin wants to initiate. He kicks the Amumu back. Amumu gets a great ulti off, hitting everyone. As Gragas is going to shut down the Karma. And now Lee Sin realizes that was quite the mistake, putting Amumu in the middle of his team. Graves is going to flash over, barely surviving. Oh, the Q from Jace is going to miss. However, there doesn't look like Lee Sin's going to be able to get away with this, as the Janna shield barely keeps him alive. He's going to run into the bush. Janna herself is going to get tracked down by Gragas. Vayne is going to be able to pick up the kill on the Lee Sin, as the Janna barely manages to get away from that Gragas, who was in pursuit of her. Good job by blue team, picking up much needed momentum in this game, as that kick by Lee Sin right there was the defining moment in that team fight. When he kicked Amumu back into his team, it allowed Amumu to get everyone on red team with his ultimate, CCing everyone and doing a lot of damage. That was someone that Lee Sin did not want to kick into the middle of his team. Amumu's AoE damage will just wreck a team, especially early game. That ultimate is just so crucial in team fights like that, and he was able to hit everyone, which allowed blue team the time they needed to get in that fight, take down key members, and pick up a few much needed kills and the gold that went along with them. So good job there, shutting down Karma for the extra gold. Although she now has her death cap, this is going to make her extremely dangerous, especially at low health, where she does gain more mana, for more AP as she is lower health. Very interesting passive on Karma. Fun fact, was originally intended for Ryze's ultimate. Looks like we got another team fight coming here. Dragon. Graves does use his ultimate. However, Blitz is on the other side, giving some harass down. Looks like they're immediately going to take down Amumu. And now Gragas just needs to get out of there, as he's extremely low health. Going to probably try to run through the jungle for the execute. That does look like what he wants. He is going to try to body slam through here, and he should be able to get away and get the execute, as there is no one recalling to their base. And no, he did not wait long enough for that execute, and Swain did pick up the kill. A nice try by Gragas, but the execute time is a little bit longer than that, and he was not able to pick up the execute, unfortunately. I'm not exactly sure how long the execute time. I thought it was 10 seconds for an execute, but that did seem like it was about 10 seconds, so I'm not exactly sure. Right now, Red Team has taken down 3 of Blue Team's turrets, and now they got the dragon, so that is a lot of global gold that Red Team has that Blue Team does not. Looks like we could be seeing another team fight underneath this turret. However, Amumu's ultimate is up. So, however, he is a bit low on levels, as this is not quite to the level 2 Curse of the Mummy. However, level 1 it still offers the same amount of utility, just a little bit less damage. Right now for itemization, we have a lot of AP from a lot of really strong AP on Red Team. However, it looks like they're going to fight over this blue buff. I don't think Red Team wants to be here, as all of Blue Team is 4 of Blue Team's members are coming. They're going to grab Karma, punch her, she goes over the wall. Jace may be able to pick up the kill on this. No, Gragas gets it as the Amumu ult goes off. Swain taking a lot of damage, but just healing that back up with his ultimate. Just keeps healing. They don't have an ignite to drop on him, and he is just going to be able to do so much damage with his ultimate up before he runs out of mana to use it. However, there's that Amumu. He's going to try to make it away. However, the flash from Swain is going to secure the kill on him. along with that extra damage from Lee Sin. Good job by red team in that engage. Blue team did not drop an ignite onto Swain because they had no ignite up. This means Swain in his ultimate can just keep re-healing himself and healing himself and healing himself. It is just, there needs to be an ignite or at least an exhaust on Swain to stop his ultimate from keeping him alive. Even with exhaust, you're lowering the damage on it. And it looks like we have a battle of the supports here. I'm just going to stop talking about that for right now, as Blitzcrank is trying to escape, but no, Lee Sin's going to be able to pick up the kill on Blitzcrank. Good job by red team exerting their dominance over this game with really strong Swain play, really excellent Karma play, which you really just don't see that often. Also, Graves doing well. The only one who's a little bit behind on red team is their Lee Sin, unfortunately. However, blue team also showing some strong play by Vayne and especially Gragas. However, top lane has just been completely destroyed. Bot lane has lost their lane on blue team. And just this lane, Gragas versus Swain, is just proving too much for Swain right now. Swain gets the ignite on dropped on him, not able to heal himself back up as he's focused by almost the entirety of blue team. This could be the opportunity for blue team to make a good comeback here, as they know Swain is down for about half a minute more. They could try to take an objective while he is down. Baron does seem a little bit far-fetched right now. However, Jace is caught out of position, had forced a flash over the wall to get away. Now Blitzcrank is going to try to initiate, however, he's just going to get destroyed by all of red team. Amumu's going to jump in. Will he land his ultimate? It looks like he's in good position to do so. However, he has proven indecisive. There's a small battle of wards happening here. Both teams trying to get vision on the other team, as vision is extremely crucial in this game. Looks like neither side really going in to engage each other. Red team Swain is about to rejoin the battle as he is moving up mid lane to the rest of his team. Red team certainly looking to have the advantage in itemization here, as two members of red team have their death cap already, and Graves has his Infinity Edge, whereas Vayne still is stuck on her BF sword, and no one has a tier 3 item on blue team, unfortunately. Well, of course, no one really has a tier 3 item at all, but no one has quite a finalized item except for boots on blue team. They're all just sticking with tier 1 items right now, except for, of course, the Hex Drinker and the Haunting Guys. Right now looking very strong for red team. They could potentially go get Baron right now, as multiple members of blue team have recalled. However, they are definitely not in position to do it. Looking at Gragas, he is definitely going for magic penetration right now. The Haunting Guys, the Abyssal Scepter. You saw this on Ryze in the last IPL for the Europe Finals. When he was playing Ryze, he'd go Tear of the Goddess, and then he'd go straight into Haunting Guys and then Abyssal Scepter. Very good because of the large amount of magic penetration. After the nerf on Abyssal Scepter, which is happening very soon, this is not going to be quite as good a build, especially on Gragas, who sometimes has to do a lot of long-range damage with his barrel toss, a lot of zoning, a lot of really long-range damage. However, he does get very close up when he's forced to body slam in team fights, so the Abyssal Scepter could still be very good on Gragas, as long as he is body slamming into his targets to get most of his damage. Right now we have Lee Sin trying to sulk around down here. However, he's going to get caught by an Amumu. This could mean the end of Lee Sin. However, it doesn't look like blue team has a very good engage right here. The Nevermove catches 3 people. The Amumu ult completely whiffs, except for it does hit Graves, but that's not going to be enough as Jace then gets taken down by Graves. Van's going to be able to pick up a kill on Lee Sin. However, it's still 3v4. Swain is very low. However, it doesn't look like there's any type of focus here by blue team, as blue team's Blitzcrank then is going to be taken down. Gragas extremely low. He looks like he might be going for the execute again. This time he might be able to make it as long as he hides in the jungle. Even if he recalls right there, he might be able to get away. He doesn't even need to go for the execute. However, if Janna finds him, he might be in trouble. No, she is not going to find him. Gragas managed to hide himself away and get out of there. Right now it's looking very much in the favor of red team. This still could go either way. However, red team has an insane gold advantage, and they're looking to take 4 towers up compared to blue team's no towers. However, Graves sticking around a little too long at the tower is able to pick up a kill on Vayne before going down, because Graves' itemization is just way too far ahead compared to Vayne's. He is just looking so strong compared to blue team's AD carry. There's Gragas going to get his blue buff. Looks like red team is trying to get together for one last team fight. one more team fight, because if they lose another team fight, I mean, blue team might be looking to get together for another team fight. Red trying to force a team fight definitely, because they are ahead, and if they win one more team fight, it could easily mean they're going to take an objective. They're going to take Baron. They could possibly take a couple more towers if they solidly win another team fight, because they are just so far ahead in itemization. Blue team is going to need to look for an opportunity to catch one of red team's members off guard. However, as we are winding up this game, it does not look like they will be able to. Red team pushing down mid lane. Will they be able to get anything solid off here? Red team almost 10k up in gold. Looks like they might be gearing up for one last team fight. Red team pinging Baron. Looks like they want to go after it. Does blue team have vision on this Baron? Yes, they do. However, red team is starting to pound away Baron very quickly. Baron approaching half health now. Past half health. Will blue team be able to make it in time? Gragas should just throw the barrel in there right now, trying to pick up the Baron. Oh no, red team gets it despite the best efforts of Jace. Gragas gets nuked down almost immediately. Everyone else on blue team following extremely low. Red team now with the Baron in a very commanding position. They're going to pick up Jace after the never move connects. No chance for him to get away. Janna chasing that Amumu. However, it doesn't look like she's going to be able to get... No, the slow does connect. Looks like she and her friends will be able to pick up the kill if Graves can get in range. One more quick draw. A nice ult by Janna. The banish toss missing. However, it's not going to make a difference. Maybe that did make a difference, but I don't think it would have. As Blitzcrank is also going to be taken down. That's a lot of kills for Graves as the game is over. Very well played by red team, asserting their dominance in the lane and just mowing down blue team everywhere they could find them. Great play by Karma. Top lane Karma, very interesting idea. It seemed to work here. Will it work against other matchups besides Jace? She does have the sustain. She does have damage, especially when she's building AP. She just has so much sustain over Jace. I don't know if it would work against other sustain champions or not, but it's an interesting concept for sure. Thank you guys for watching. We saw some interesting things in this game. We also saw a very powerful play by certain champions. That the Swain doing very well, the Graves doing very well. Blue team unfortunately pretty much getting pounded in this. However, they did have a very nice team fight in there where Mumu was able to catch them all with their ulti. Remember, if there's one person you don't want to kick into your team, it's going to be a Mumu. You don't want to pull him. You don't want to flip him into your team. You don't want to kick him into your team because he just wrecks teams with his AoE damage. But thank you all for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe. Favorite if you're feeling generous. I just hope you all enjoyed this because I certainly enjoyed casting it. You all have a good day now.